Hello everybody, this is White Wolf. Feel free to share out, feel free to donate. And I wanted to make this message an empowering message on focusing on what you want and stop focusing on what you do not want. A lot of the times when we don't focus on what we want, on what our alignment is trying to channel from us, on who we are and what we want to be and what we want to channel and what we want to do in our lives, we always focus on the things that we don't want to happen. We always focus on how the outcome should look, and sometimes it just takes being triggered and being impatient and frustrated throughout your day and then have the realization to get over it very quickly so that it can be reflected and reciprocated back to you. But what I want you guys to understand is about focusing on what you want is actually empowering yourself and choosing bliss and choosing desire and choosing ambition, and to align that ambition to allow you to chase after your dreams by not really chasing after them, but knowing that you are a dream or a vision or a prophetic word, or you are a prophecy itself. So when you understand that you allow yourself to focus on what you want, you're focusing on what you want your life to be. You're focusing on what breathes life and what does not breathe death. So when you allow yourself to focus on what you want, you're focusing on all more of the joy and the laughter and the dreams and the wonder and the imagination that can be had here. And you're allowing yourself to focus on what you want. You're aligning your vibration. You're following your true blueprint of who you are, and you're following what actually speaks to you instead of what a victim consciousness, a false identity, an imposter self wants to channel from you. So you realize that you are allowing yourself to get out of the way of seeing through the peripheral, and you allow yourself to see through the eyes of God. So also feel free to share out, feel free to donate. You can book private sessions with me. This is White Wolf, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, 45 minutes for $45 for psychic readings, healings, activations, etc. So understanding that you can take what you don't want and you can focus on 10 things that you don't want. But if you focus on that one thing that really makes you happy, that really fills your heart with love, that really just taps you in and ignites a fire with under you to follow that breadcrumb trail and to lead with that solely and not knowing what the outcome is. And even in the midst of it, getting triggered or frustrated or impatient and getting a sense of reflection, getting a sense of learning, understanding that experiencing the circumstance, and it's not about just always being so perfect and aligned and calm and collected and using mindfulness. That's not what enlightenment is, I believe. Because through our ways of learning and discerning and teaching ourselves, we have to be shown so that it is reciprocated back to us. We have to be shown. We have to have it reflected back to us. Sometimes it may need to do, maybe sometimes it needs to be kind of a slap on the wrist, but that's okay. But as you get better, as you grow, as you expand, as you allow yourself to focus on what you want, you're going to manifest your dream life into oneness, because you're focusing on the prosperity you want to bring in. You're focusing on how you want to bless people. You're focusing on how much faith that you have within yourself. You focus on what faith and security and stability that you have within yourself, and you're choosing to empower yourself, and you're choosing not to breathe in those negative thoughts, those debilitating beliefs, those ways of being a victim instead of a victor. So we allow ourselves to not only get rid of this victim consciousness, this imposter self, knowing that Satan wears many disguises, that we're actually shedding skin and we're actually disassociating from the illusion, disassociating from being human. But you're actually tapping into your humanity, because spirituality and humanity coalesce inside of one. They coexist. Spirituality and enlightenment and empowerment and the human body experience each other and reciprocate each other and balance each other out, because what you're trying to become is a soul that channels this body like you are Jesus, like Jesus did when he was performing all the miraculous things. So when we allow ourselves to embrace that we have dark aspects, we have a dark side, but we allow that dark side and that light, that masculine and that feminine, to balance each other out, and we don't demonize what we used to be, and we don't demonize how we experience reality. So what if you got triggered today? It doesn't mean you have to dwell in it. It doesn't mean you have to harbor it. It doesn't mean you have to keep raking yourself over the coals over something that happened 20 years ago. It doesn't matter what anybody said at your job. It doesn't matter if you quit your job tomorrow, something will happen that you will get another job and a better job, or initiate another stage of your journey. So it's just encouraging yourself to focus on what you want and to stop focusing on what you don't want. So every time that you focus on what you really want, what is really within your resonance and what's within your energetic, electromagnetic, kinetic source energy field, you realize that everything that you can have can be almost in grasp. It's just above you. It's just above where you are, and it's just waiting for you to grab it and to go with it. And I think it's just about going with it. I think it's just about really letting go. And I think it's just about going all in on it and rolling the dice and truthfully seeing where it lands. I think people who really go after it in life take a chance on themselves. They bet on themselves. So bet on yourself. Because there's nobody that's going to bet on you, push you, dedicate you more than yourself. So when you allow yourself to dedicate yourself and to commit yourself to meditation, spirituality, and becoming more enlightened, you're always going to be faced with things that they're not really, I used to say that they're tests, but they're more like ways of initiating you, ways of teaching you, ways of healing you, ways of renewing yourself every time and reviewing yourself every time. And truthfully, what you're doing is that you're checking yourself before you wreck yourself every time when you are becoming an exalted person of any type of anointing. You could be a pastor, you follow a set of rules. I'm becoming a psychic and enlightened. I follow a different sets of rules than a pastor. But everybody who is anointed follows a set of rules, laws, and regulations. This is what it's called quantum codification. So you understand that quantum codification is you being able to set your own boundaries, set your own laws, set your own ways of seeing and discerning. So I wanted to answer this question because this person had this question. So how do you get over fear of unknown seeing things? I shut down at 8. So getting rid of the fear of the unknown is embracing the unknown. The unknown is what you want. Your wants are not the same as your needs. Your desires are not the same thing as your needs. Your desire, your seeking impulse, your usherance, your acceleration, your persistence, your drive, your chemistry within your alignment is what's going to generate you letting go of this victim consciousness, this victim state of being, this way of believing something about yourself that's not true. And how do you get rid of the fear of the unknown? You have to embrace the unknown, and you don't have to announce to the world that you have changed. All you have to do is bloom. You don't have to announce to your sister or your brother or anybody, but just say, but you don't even have to say it. You can just bloom. You can just grow. You can just expand. It's nobody's business but your business. But the unknown in seeing things is embracing that you want to see the God consciousness. You want to see the absolute reality. You want to see your guides. You want to see things. Because when you're able to see things, you're able to be guided very easily. Like there's always a gold aura right here every time I go live. That's when I know that what I'm saying is of truth and is aligned and is of a vibratory nature. Now, in the beginning, I believe when I started to go live, I was channeling my divinity. I was allowing myself to channel a different energy that wasn't necessarily my higher self's energy. But we all have to do this, because you're not just, we're all, in a sense, we have our higher self's guidance all the time. But sometimes our higher self is floating above us and it's waiting for us to accept the higher self. So when you are starting to channel and starting to do spiritual stuff, it's going to be of a different energy, but it's okay, because it's going to get you into your mantle. So we all have a mantle that we come into. I mean, I've had it said in my life. I have a partnership, I have a girlfriend, we have a relationship to where I awakened and met her, and we were able to teach each other, but also I was a student at first. So when I was the student at first, I had to do a lot of seeking and a lot of learning, and then we became equals, even though that we're all equals. But it's realizing that everybody is equal, everybody is that I am consciousness, and just because somebody does not see you in a certain light doesn't mean that you are not that light. So everybody will always have a perception of what light is, of what God is, of what, the masculine and feminine is, anything. But what is your perception? What is your resonance? What is your passion? What is your mystique? What is your niche? What is unique about you? And focus on that, and focus on what you want, and stop focusing on the things that are confirming what you are not. Confirm what you are and confirm what you are not by focusing on the things that you do want in your life, because that's what's going to bring you a sense of happiness. That's what's going to bring you a sense of joy. That's what's going to allow you to, so you're allowing yourself to, like this person said, thank you for the energy with shift back to grounded, because we all have to ground ourselves. Like, I had a moment of being impatient and frustrated and triggered today. And I had an attitude for no reason, because I felt like I was rushed. So it made me think I had to rush and do this thing and buy this thing, and I didn't get necessarily what I wanted. But I ended up getting more than what I wanted. But I didn't have to have that attitude and that impatience and that frustration. And then I ended up apologizing for it, because then I got past it, but I didn't linger within it, and I dwelled in it, because we're all not perfect. So you allow yourself to just relax, and it's okay, because we're not all just on point all the time. And I think that's what needs to be said in spirituality. I mean, in 3 years, I have had such healing transcendence. I had 3 years where I wake up primarily in the morning and shed tears. I will be honest with a lot of you, because every day I would wake up and I would meditate, and I would focus on that healing and that realization and becoming a different person, because every time that you heal, there's something that changes within your organism. So there's something that changes within your organism. There's something that changes within you. So every time that you do that, you become a completely different person. You change. But sometimes we all fluctuate during the day, and it's okay that we fluctuate, but it's just fluctuating back into that state of being. That's why this message, and I'm not afraid to call my feet to the carpet and be honest with you guys, because I learn from my own experiences. Every time I go live, everything that I say is reciprocated back to me. And I had a psychic give me a very interesting message a long time ago, that they said that every live that I do is a message for me. So I am a mirror. You are a mirror. We are a mirroring consciousness, and we're always reflecting back to ourselves. So one day you could be feeling all whoopsie daisy and you're all feeling just into your bliss and into your resonance, and then the next day you're fluctuating because you have to ground, because we can be highfalutin all we want, but we have to have a sense of grounding and higher vibratory nature. But when it's like grounded, and when it's just understanding that you're still up there, but you're still grounded and you're not so far-fetched. So there is a sense of balance to be had when we're focusing on what we want. So, and also I hope you guys know I read your guys' comments as well, because I used to go live on Facebook a lot, and then it turned into just a platform that wasn't really helping people, and I didn't feel like I was reaching people. So with this message, I want you guys to understand that everything is rigged in our favor. Everything is rigged so that we can become successful. Like all the prophets that came before us, Nostradamus, Jesus, Joan of Arc, all these people were not alive right now and not using social media to be able to show their gift, or even how to use their gift properly. Think about that. It's a wonderful time to be alive. It's a wonderful time to learn about your gifting and to study about your gifting and to really just imbibe who you are, and build your soul family, build your communities, go out and just follow what you want and follow what Spirit wants you to do. And if it's just as simple as getting through the day, that's an A++++. Sometimes it's just about getting through the day. Literally, focusing on what you want, focusing on who you are, focusing on your meditative path and your spiritual expansion is sometimes just about getting through the day and knowing that there's a tomorrow. Because, I know the expression live every day like it's your last. But that's kind of negative, right? Live every day like it's your last. So what if I lived every day as if I had an infinite number of days? So it's just like if your guides tell you to do something, if your higher self tells you to do something, if you have that open-eyed obedience to God, if you just hear Spirit, or even getting the pendulum. So it's simple as just getting the pendulum out and asking it a question. And it's like, Spirit, like, was I supposed to go live tonight? See, you're allowing yourself to have that discernment to see where that compass is pointing to. Is it pointing here? Is it pointing there? Is it pointing north, east, south, and west? But that's the beautiful thing about it. You have an atlas. You have something to go on. You have directions. You have the GPS. So God is like the GPS. Spirituality is like finding that GPS that allows you to have flow, or whoever's speaking to you. You can have Keith Urban speaking to you, a guy with an Australian voice or whatever. You can have flow and Keith Urban direct you on your path, like to go left, to go right. You got 50 miles. Your next left is your destination. But the destination is not a destination itself. The destination leads to other ways of exploring and seeing and discerning. I hope that was very helpful. So it's just like, if you want to connect to your angels, it's like I put on an Archangel Metatron thing earlier. And I just asked Archangel Metatron, I need your help right now. I feel kind of tired. I almost wanted to go to sleep, but I have a puppy and she always needs to go out. So I just asked Archangel Metatron to help me real quick. And I felt like every one of my chakras were just plumb shot wide open. And it was as simple as asking. It was as simple as asking. Ask for the healing, ask for the blessing, ask so much. Ask things out of yourself. But it's just not about believing. You got to know it. You have to absolutely know it. And it's like today, like feeling like I was being rushed and I had impatience and I was triggered and I had an attitude for absolutely no reason. There was no reason. And you realize that every time that you do that, you have to call your feet to the carpet, and you have to almost own it. You got to own it. So every time that you own it, it's okay, but we can spiritually bypass for a little bit, but if you do it, then you're never going to really get to the brass tacks of it all. You're never going to get to the root cause of all emotions, triggers, ways of manifesting, ways of having prosperity. I'm still trying to figure it all out. So I'm not saying that I have it all down, and I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that I'm just like you. I'm just like anybody. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy in a blue shirt who combed his hair and brushed his teeth and decided to do a live feed. And that's what we all are, but we're not really that person. But we can relate in a sense. But it's just relating with that I am consciousness. It's realizing consciousness back to consciousness. So it's just allowing yourself to know that it's your journey at the end of the day, and you have the choice to have a pleasant now. You have the choice to live your best life now. You have the choice to follow what you want right now, and to stay relevant, and to stay true to that, and to be that which you want to become. So we're going to be doing some a healing meditation. So also, guys, I wanted to let you guys know that I did do some free readings some nights ago, but I won't be doing free readings all the time. So I have to make a living. This is my job. So I want you guys to understand that you can book private sessions, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, 45 minutes for $75. And also we're going to be doing a healing meditation for readings, activations, Akashic records, and so forth. Also, I'll be trying to go live on here, doing paid readings and healings and stuff like that. So, okay, but let's do the healing meditation. And healing meditation, because we're all healers, and every time we heal, we're trying to do self-healing as well. That's why we become healers, because we want to feel worthy, and we want to feel expanded and happy and empowered, and to feel our chi and our zen, if you will. So I want you guys to relax. I want you to take a big, deep breath. Exhale. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And take one more deep breath. Exhale. So with this healing meditation, I want you to focus on the things that you have been focusing on that you don't want to happen. Like, oh, I don't want this to happen. Oh, I don't want my tire to be flat. I don't want this to happen. I don't want my in-laws to come over. It's okay to have those debilitating beliefs, because they allow us to see through those beliefs and to have a profound, deep, self-realizing activation of enlightenment. But let's not dwell anymore. Let's not dwell within our own pain. Let's not dwell within our own victim consciousness, our own distortions. But let's not dwell, and let's just take a moment to take a leap into letting go. So, and as you are meditating here, I want you to feel as if you are feeling very light, very fluffy, very airy. Just take a moment to tap into your heart, to use your heart as a pendulum, to use your heart as a compass that points to many different ways of seeing and directing and being the conductor of energy. Be the orchestra of energy. You have a lot of instruments. You have a lot of percussion. You have a lot of sheets of music. But now it's time to play all that. And you're the composer. So allowing yourself to be that composer and to just beat to the beat of your own drum, to follow that song within your heart, to channel that inner song within yourself, to where you can just flow with everything. And you're just composing everything to the best of your ability and putting everything into place and everything into balance and everything within sync of itself. If Beethoven was deaf and could not hear music, then we have a very great chance of hearing our inner song, of hearing the notes, of knowing what instrument we want to play, of what song we want to sing, what kind of genre of music. And just use this as a formulative analogy to where you can formulate a lot of different things within your awareness. Take a very deep breath. Exhale. And then now we're going to use the law of subtraction. The law of subtraction is subtracting all the things that you don't want, the monkey on your back, the imposter self, the debilitating beliefs, the slander of every time that you just doubted yourself, of feeling unworthy, of all of those things. It's subtracting all the things, all the people, places, and things, and the awarenesses and the distortions, here and now, and ever present, ever knowing. And you're just subtracting it, each one, each one, each one. And then you're going to allow it to flow so that you can start adding things within your awareness. So you're tapping into a multiplicity of energy. This will allow you to create differently and to allow yourself to create more space so that you create at a greater speed. In making your expanding zone feel as if it is comfortable in a sense. And just feel the power within and feel how empowering it feels. Feel how uplifting it feels when you do this. When you choose to do this. When you allow yourself to do this. And just release the stress. Ease into the relaxation and cut the tension with a knife. And just how it feels when you heal, and how the whole weight of the world is off your shoulders. Feeling like you're not dragging concrete blocks. That you don't have that dark cloud anymore. And you just let the sun bathe you and be endowed within the light of the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. So, like we did in the beginning, we're going to take the 3 very big, deep breaths. I almost said big steps. Big breaths. Or big steps. Whatever works for you. So take a deep breath. Exhale. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And take one last deep breath. Exhale. Now when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are, and you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God in human form. And so it is. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this meditation, and also just know that I do lives here almost every day, every other day. Sometimes there's a day where I don't go live at all. It's just a lot of work and a lot of energy, but also just know that you can book private sessions with me. I'm White Wolf. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to donate. Also, White Wolf on YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom. BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle 23 _ @ Instagram, White Wolf 4741. and also TikTok here. You can follow the TikTok, and you can also subscribe to TikTok. Anything helps. You can feel free to donate as well. Book private sessions with me, White Wolf, 1 hour for $100 for psychic readings, healings, activations, 2 hours for $200, and 45 minutes for $75. So focus on what you want. Your your desires will come to you. I can't even talk after doing that. Your desires will come to you, and it will allow you to free the awareness that is here, that is present, that is being exemplified, and it'll just allow you to relax more and ease the tension and cut the tension with a knife. So I am complete. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this meditation. It really blesses me with all the likes and the views and things of that nature. My PayPal link is in the description. You can also just donate if you want to donate, if you feel led to. Anything helps. I do this for a living, so I'm not just on here like saying that I want your money. That's not the case. It's just I'm a light worker. This is my job. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the meditation. I hope it really blessed you, and I hope that you guys want to become a blessing, and I hope that you want to advance on your spiritual journey and become who you are. So thank you. God bless, and namaste.